All right. Hey, everyone who's already here. We'll just be waiting for a couple of minutes for everyone to join before we start off. Yeah, see you in a second. All right. Hey, everyone who's joined. I guess this is a good a time to start as any. Welcome to our workshop on how AI can help small to medium enterprises enhance their sales processes and really supercharge their sales team, right? Yeah, before we really get into the details of, and I hand it over to Veronica and Mitra to take you through exactly how, AI can help out sales teams. Let me just first give you a small introduction of who Omdena is as a company. So Omdena is the world's largest AI development network with the presence in more than 80 countries around the world. We have a network of more than 20,000 AI professionals, and we've worked on more than 650 projects and counting. We work with different NGOs, SMEs, startups, basically anyone who needs a good AI solution. Um, Omdena, at its core, we emphasize the human element in AI. We believe that AI should be by the people and for the people, and it should be a really collaborative exercise with people from all backgrounds coming together and sharing their experiences and insights and making something that is beneficial for all of us and like contributes to building a sustainable future. How we do it? So basically, we have three different levels. The first is our local hubs, which we've set up in more than 80 countries, where we upskill people in AI and we encourage and help with projects that would help people from wherever the local chapter is based into improving their lives and enacting positive change. Above that, we have innovation challenges using top talents, where we seek out the best minds in the realm of AI and machine learning and bring them together to work on a project that really pushes the boundaries of AI and comes up with an innovation that can then be used by the rest of the world. And on top, we have our product engineering division, where we work with companies on any AI product that they need, any AI solutions. So, like if a company comes to us with an XYZ problem, we give them XYZ solution. And we have our grassroots AI projects, where we collaborate with governments and countries around the world, and set up AI labs in the country, educate their people in the field of AI, and just in general, like use that sort of foundation to enact positive change in that country. So that's it from my end. I will pass this on to Veronica. So Veronica is our Vice President of Business Development, and she leads our business side of things in more than 20 countries. She is a visual and brand designer herself and an expert in AI-led business strategy. So over to you, Veronica.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be here today. Before we dive into the details of AI in sales, I wanted to touch upon the concept of what is intelligence, because we cannot talk about artificial intelligence without understanding what is intelligence. And the basic definition is that it's ability to learn, understand, reason, adapt, and solve problems effectively. But in the bottom of it, it's like being smart. And the best person, you think, the smartest person, how they are, how they act, And that will really give you a good understanding what artificial intelligence is trying to mimic. And now we can move on to artificial intelligence. And it's basically trying to recreate what our neurons do. And it cannot do stuff that is not trained on. It always is based on some data. And you don't program the outcome as in the classical programming. And they need to learn and then try a lot of times mostly. And artificial intelligence is now the future. And of course, it's not the same as human brain, but it's not the topic of today. Now we can talk about the business intelligence. It's basically combining what's the best in the capabilities of computers, of the softwares, and putting it into your company. It's empowering and putting you in front of the competitors, thanks to a lot of the tools that you can use, like business analytics, data mining, data visualization, and data tools and infrastructure. And now we can discuss the details. What exactly it will give you if you use AI in your sales processes or techniques. So first, of course, is efficiency boost. It automates the tasks. It gives you more space to play and do things. Data insights. There are things, of course, that human can analyze, but the computer has different abilities and different time of working on those tasks. So there are certain things that probably you won't be able to discover, or there are some certain human biases that only AI can help you to discover. Then there's the personalization. And now more and more in the customer experience, in the customer eye, it's more important to do a customized experience, both in online and in-person world. Then the cost saving. Of course, you want to find the best way, the most effective way to achieve something. And without help of AI, oftentimes we throw a lot of resources all around and we don't know actually what will work. But thanks to the new revolution, we are able to target faster, something that will work faster, and we don't need to waste so much money on stuff. And this scalability is the next thing. And we can basically grow with growing demand without putting so much effort into it. Who doesn't want that? And the risk management. We can have advanced predictive modeling and advanced analytics. And thanks to that, we can avoid a lot of mistakes that we normally would do. And it was cost us money and time. And before we go into more technical side, I wanted to underline that AI is not going to replace you. Another company, AI company, is not going to replace you, but someone who's already using AI, who is aware of it, the people, the team of the people that knows its capabilities, it will get ahead of you. And it's up to you if you want to be part of the people ahead or you want to catch up with the crowd later on. Now it's the time for the real treasures.
All right. All right. Thanks a lot for that, Veronica. Let me just now introduce. Oh, 1 second.
True treasures are hidden beyond the wall of permissions. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I need to fix this. Just 1 second, guys.
If any questions arise, you can always put them in the chat, and then we will have Q&A in the end.
All right. Okay, now I can. Okay, we're back here. So yeah, let me just introduce Dimitro. Dimitro is is a AI solutions expert and entrepreneur. He's been an AI an ML expert for more than 10 years, working actively with different banks, governments, and startups and SMEs. And he has experience in end-to-end deployment of AI solutions. So we couldn't find someone who could be better suited to present this topic than him. So yeah, on to you, Dmitry.
Thank you very much, first of all, for having me on this workshop. I'm very happy to be a guest here and to share with you my experience in such an interesting and actual for each of us here topic as the AI in sales. So if you may, let's proceed with the first thing that I prepared for you is that let's say types of AI. So while everyone is talking about the AI here, AI there, everyone is these two letters, like they are surrounding us everywhere. But what's beyond of them? We can easily right now split AI into two categories. First is traditional AI. So it's, what we have before GPT 3.5 started this boom, I may say. So traditional AI is about classification and categorization algorithms. It's about rule-based systems that train the AI to do particular task. It's about expert systems like smart scheduling and other bunch of different use cases that I'll tell you a bit later. And the whole thing beyond the traditional AI is that we have to be able to train the traditional AI algorithms, we have to have lots of data. And what we can do with this data is take a look at them as the machine learning algorithm and make the prediction based on the previous data or classification and categorization of the data that we are having as the new one. Let's imagine that we train the algorithm that should separate red balls from blue balls. So we have to show the, let's say, convolutional neural networks, so like AI algorithm, hundreds or thousands of blue balls, thousands of red balls. And then when we are taking, let's say, from the back, the next red ball, it will say, okay, this is the red one. I classified here. So generative AI is the opposite, let's say. It's an addition, the next level of AI, I may say. This is the algorithms that do not have to be right now when you're using them, for sure. They already trained on so many data and they are having their technology in such advanced way, so we don't need to show them thousands of pictures of the balls to understand which balls are what colors. So with the generative AI, we can say, I want you to create for me a blue ball, or I don't know, black ball, red ball, whatever color ball, and it will take, from nowhere, just from the air, and you will have this ready to be used. So generative AI is next interesting thing, like from the function perspective. Natural language understanding and generation. This is where the hype about, because humans are usually prefer to speak in natural language rather than in zeros and ones. Yeah. So that's finally we can have ability to talk with the machines on our language, not there. Second, image generations, like that's just cool. I know that, and video generation. I think that almost each of you saw already the Sora OpenAI model, video generation model, and like how capable it is of doing things. So it can replace the things inside. It's not just about generation of the, I don't know, photo of me as the Disney character. No, it's more about like we can imagine right now with the image generation of the generative AI, like that you are entering the website, and on this website, the website itself, the user experience, can be informed that you want it to be on live with the help of the generative AI such a level. Like there are lots of algorithms like LLMs, multimodal large language models, generative adversarial networks and stuff, but I think that what will be useful, not to take a lot of time for the too technical part on this, we will see it in the cases on the later slides. But still on this thing, I want to mention 3 functional areas that we can split both traditional and generative AI from the perspective of usage. First is visual AI, so like computer vision, image generation, image recognition. Both traditional and generative AI are capable of this, but when the traditional AI needs to have in training data set like thousands of images of the red balls, and when you show them blue ball, it cannot recognize it. Multimodal large language model and generative AI itself can recognize this, without need of this up training in the big data set. This is where it's cool. Text AI is the natural language understanding, text to action, sentiment analysis, even rule-based systems. So like from the text AI, for sure, we can write now previously, like in banks, for the industrial facilities, for some, cool guys like governments in the world. They are still using the AI for purposes when we have to easily classify, identify something from text and natural language processing as the AI part is still there, and it helps like AI engineers, AI companies to do the tasks much better than it can be done with the generative AI. So traditional and generative AI both are good right now in text, but if you want to create some funny joke or anecdote, better go to the generative. Hopefully someone will create the funny one. And the third group is analytical AI. Trends prediction, risk assessment, and classify and categorize. So give the AI task and it will make it happen. If you explicitly tell what the expected outcome should be you're expected for. And I'm meaning by this, like what I mean by this is that it works not like the traditional programming when you have to, code the outcome, potential outcome, but you have to identify as the, let's say, manager, as the person who knows how the definition of success looks like for the task, how this task should be done, and how to verify what is the good example of task being done and what is bad and why. This is very important things to work with AI overall. We will talk about it on the later slides and like AI journey for each and every company here. And now, please, let's go to the other slide. Let's jump straight into, AI journey. Let's jump straight into the step-by-step process of how you tomorrow can adapt AI inside your company. So, initial analysis. You have to understand what the problem you have right now, or who is this company who can solve your problem with the technology that you are want to verify whether it's good or not for your particular thing. Let's say you have a call center. Both solutions are, hire 30 additional operators, create the AI that will identify like voice to text, text to large language model that will understand the semantic information, the tone of voice, the emotions, find the in the knowledge base, find the answer and bring it to the customer live. Both are solutions of one problem. Still, this is your decision which path you want to take right now. So after you decide to stick to the future, I'm a bit biased here, I'm sorry, and go with the AI, you have to build the team. So how can it happen? You also have multiple of the branches of how you can operate in this case. So you can go to the, Upwork and find there some sort of students who are very eager to try to work in this area. You are capable of hiring some cool data science experts, by yourself, but still you have to, find the work for them, manage them by yourself and understand what is the definition of good, of done, and of success for them. So, or you can reach out to a company who already is, specified on these things. You can imagine the AI implementation as the, as the taking the medication, so from therapist to the doctor that can prescribe you the right medicine to take and, to make your health better. So the good AI software house knows how to lead you to the next stage that calls strategy stage. And what is it? Basically, it's when we have to write the strategic goal, the plan, executable plan in iterative manner, when you will know which step in next 2 weeks should be taken by each of your people inside your company and by the AI engineers from the part of development to make the AI happen, and what metrics and outcomes you're expected to have after the stage is closed. The next step is implementation step. You have to, for sure, it's good to have the model, that is capable of doing things, but until you put it into the, power up with the real data, it will just lay on the shelf. So the good implementation means building the data pipelines. When you integrate, let's say, the CRM system with your large language model like GPT, and let them talk one to each other. And GPT knows how to extract the specific name from your CRM and what message to write to them, and has the integration with the email address as well to be able to send by itself the email for your customer to remind to pay you more money, So evaluation, reviewing AI performance. For sure, after you implement the AI, you're making the whole integration, power up the cables, you have to understand how it performs. And to be able to make it happen on the strategy stage, the metrics should be clarified. For sure, they can be, and they will evolve over the time, but this is where the good product management starts, when the evaluation of each part of the AI, when we need to understand like how does it perform. So after the evaluation passed stage, so you are happy with your chatbot that talks with your customer, having their information from CRM system, you go to the full integration stage, and you integrate it not only into the technologies inside your company and environment, but also inside your people. And what I mean by this, it's like, let your people use it. You have to teach them, you have to explain them, you have to show benefits, and be sure if you show to the legal expert or, I don't know, economist, financial expert, marketing expert, that they can do their job, like the weekly job in one day, they will be the one who will ping you for implementing this. They will be the one who will be, asking you to put more efforts into full integration of the AI into the whole business processes of the company's life. Continual improvement, the next stage, after everyone is using AI and you live in perfect world, never happens, but we all try, So on the continual improvement stage, you have to look how your AI perform, because the people can change, the processes can change, the environment can change, and data can be changed also over time. And what worked like last year might not work the next year. So at this stage, the AI, like, this is the tip for you when you are working with software, with the AI development houses, always ask about how they building their ML ops processes, machine learning operations. There have to be some sort of the human in the loop, and or like other reinforcement learning. So there should be always the person who is responsible for how AI behaves. This is very important, because without continual improvement, let's say in a year, if you want, like it's like with the car, if you don't do the the check of your brake system, I'm not sure how it calls in English, someday in the future you might find yourself in the unpleasurable situation when you have to call your insurance company. So future monitoring, for sure, this is very important and very, I could say, addictive to have AI inside your company, because, like, as an example, the Booking.com, if I'm being right, Booking.com has almost 150 different ML algorithms, machine learning models, that operates in the different part of the of the behavior of the user experience inside the ecosystem. And big companies have like lots of different AI that talks one to each other constantly, and this is like why it's very important to have this future monitoring. So keep an eye on AI. It's like, tomorrow we will have, I don't know, smart robots that can improve your process of, I don't know, cleaning houses. So you can miss the cool robot, this bug robot, and still have to mop the floor by yourself. So real world implementations, I might talk a lot. I will try to be precise. So I will tell you in this section 2 interesting cases about how to use AI today, right now, in your internal processes for the external sales. First, intent evaluation, the problem. Like the real problem is next. One startup I worked at, we were constantly, our CMO was going to the different conferences, and in one day there was just a one day on the conference where was more than 1,000 different people who attend, or 10,000 people who attended this conference. So what we have to do, we have to find among these 10,000 different opportunities, let's say 20 people that we have to meet, we have to exchange the contacts, and keep in touch together for potential opportunities and collaborations. How to make it happen with the AI? The next slide, I suppose. Yep. So what we have done. First of all, we evaluated was it the perfect persona that we want to reach out to on this conference. So who we are targeted to capture from this 10K of attendances. We evaluated the industry of the company, the position of the person, the potential opportunity, like we split it for our internal exploration. You split the opportunity to make the partners become partners and become, find the customer. So each of these criteria we evaluated in like manner that was suitable for us for this case. And then we just gave the AI the link to the list of all attendances in this conference and asked them to find the 50 best options for us to reach out to. After they made this, the AI made this, based on our criteria that we have set up. Also, what I forgot to mention is we also explained in these criteria what is our company, what is our product, what we are selling, and what we mean by the partner and what we mean by the customer. So the precise definitions is very important here, just in case. So from these 50 companies that we found, we split it into we gathered additional criteria, through our internal brainstorming, and again asked the AI, in this case it was just the general, GPT, to look through the 50 companies and reevaluate them based on our new criteria to find the best decision makers to connect to. And bam, we have our people. We know that in one day we can meet 20 people. It's not, to find the needle in the stock, in the what I mean. So this is we have everything, we have the roadmap, and when CMO arrived to the conference, she knew whom to reach out to, with which purpose and how. Bam, success. Next slide, please. So the second use case that I wanted to share with you is the optimization of the sales workflow. Let's imagine that you started to work tomorrow with AI. So what problems do you have? What potential problems you want to solve? We all know from the sales perspective, so the hardest thing, is to let's say, find the customer, convince customer, start, keep the customer on the hook and deliver to the customer the value almost from start when they are still hot, to have this deal, let's say. So, and for sure, everything should maintain the big quality, because with each customer interaction, you are having your goodwill on table. So it's very important. And let's see how we can solve this with help of AI. So I split the whole workflow operation into 3 parts. First is prospect hook and alignment. So initially, what we have to do, let's say we find the company, I don't know, I'm going around the city and see the industrial facility that I want to reach out to. And for now, I know nothing, what I can propose them, but I know that I want them to be my customer. My actions can be next. I can say that, hey, I see that this factory, as an example, is the factory that produces tires. Then I can say that, okay, this is the tire industrial facility. I can suggest that they can have, because like I'm an expert in the industry, yeah? In this case, I can suggest that they can have problems with the several things, like logistics or internal procurement or chemical operations, etc. So I just, give these suggestions to AI as the context. Then I found on the web, their website, and also added as the context. So like, let the AI know for whom we are creating, this proposal. And then chatbot, this AI assistant, sales assistant, can suggest for me 3 solutions that I can reach out to customer with. And this solution can have not only what we want to propose to them, but also what should be our next steps for each, for each outreach. Even sounds in the rhyme. So we contacted with the customer. We say, hey, this wonderful AI company in this case. We have these wonderful cases for the industrial facility as yours. And we know that you potentially can have problem 1 to 3. So this is the one explanation of solution, what we can build. This is the second, this is the third. What do you prefer? They choose, we take it back, ask AI, hey, make it like more detailed. And then, as the next slide, we have the detailed information of what we want to propose to the customer. Like, let's say they want to do the chemical optimization of their gum for the tires, as an example. So we have to prepare the pitch. I know that I've been talking with the CEO, I don't know, Alex Johnson, whatever. So I go to his LinkedIn. I search search that this is the CEO of the company I'm targeted at. I can take, the information from the LinkedIn or open sources information about this persona. I want to help to ask AI to extract for me what is important for this particular person to make as personalized outreach as possible. And then I give again the pitch that had been chosen for the customer on the first stage, the information about the decision maker with whom I'm talking about, and also the the request, like how I'm reaching out to this person, like email, LinkedIn, like maybe want to send a pitch. So this is it. We have everything in our hands. And at the third stage, we are doing like, let's say we send this, all the customers happy. Alex say, hey, yes, we want to have it. We want it tomorrow. How fast can we do it? And if you were just like regular, let's say, software house, you have to spend 3 to 5 weeks, finding the time, finding the right people, thinking about how to split in the epic features and stuff. But with the AI, what you can do is having all the context that you collected before, you can ask the AI in the right manner for sure to create a broad product roadmap, detailed product roadmap, and even estimations just by feeding it with your previous estimation itself. So this is how it can be done with the help of AI, like in 1-2 hours. So the overall process of the finding the customer, preparing the potential proposal for them, creating the detailed pitch, creating the detailed roadmap and solution, and estimations with help of AI can take a work day, so we have to spend more time for waiting for the response than making the whole outreach for potential customer. And I was speaking about the industrial expertise, but still it can work the same for the pharmaceutical business, for the legal business, for any type of the business you're operating. And the outreach that I was talking about on the second stage can be done not just in the manual manner, when you have to go to the LinkedIn, search this person by yourself, collect the, copy paste the publications and put it as the context. No, it can be done with the AI tool on the big scale. You can find the thousands of customers just having their email, let's say, and you can create this whole process ready in the speedlight. And this is it from my end. I hope it was useful. Also, thank you. So what I wanted to add as the last thing, as my conclusion, you can always they use the existing solutions on the market. And, for proof of concept, for playing with it, for understanding the capabilities, it's cool to use the things that are ready here, they're ready to be taken by you. But if you want to have something good, if you want to have the solution that is, tailored to your needs, is like the suit. You have to go, to the person who will measure all your shoulders distance, yeah. Will ask for your pains. I don't know, like this material, this is scratchy. The person will collect these things and create the best suit for you. So in this, the same with the AI, and with the same with the doctor, So if you want to have the quality, find the right company to make it happen for you, because it's in such an fast market that we see right now in the AI field. Like, I am literally don't have time to look, to even read through all the papers that are happening every day. Like yesterday they created Sora, today they created robots, that already can multitasking with the AI, talking with you, giving you Apple and stuff. So it's like happening crazy things around. So to make it happen in the best possible way for you, without having this, pain of not delivering, because you are, it's very hard to have to make things happen by yourself. For sure, feel free to reach out to companies who are making the best custom solutions for your particular needs. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Dimitra. So speaking of, we're doing a whole sales workshop, we thought, why not take the end of it as our own sales pitch? So for that, I'll just pass it on to Veronica, who will clear out some doubts that you may have.
Yeah, so it may seem like a big investment, and you probably think it must take forever to implement, or I'll have to upskill everyone, like, how do I do it? And these are really valid concerns, but there are companies like ours that really take into account your maybe capabilities with budget, or your time constraint, and maybe your team. And we try to answer all that with our solutions. So with Omdena, it costs around 50–80% less than traditional development. So we are really proud of how we do it, and we will be happy to hop on a call to describe our whole talent pipeline, how we really work only with passionate people on our projects. And we are really happy also to share that we work around 5 times faster with the deployment time very often, because we have all these 20,000 plus people that are always there to help us out. And there's this amazing thing about the custom solutions instead of SaaS solutions, that they're easy to use and they're personalized. And we also provide trainings, because we have a whole department that's called Omdena Academy. And if you're maybe scared, we can start with the training first, and then we can understand better what solutions you need.
So great, Veronica. Now I think we can open this up. Of course, we promised an interactive session. So this is where all of you on the event come in. Shoot us your questions, shoot us anything you want to know about AI in general, how it can help your sales teams, or about Omdena, and we'll be happy to answer your questions right now. Awesome. So I'll just give everyone a minute to type out their questions into the chat, and we will pick them up as they come in. All right, I have our first question coming in. So I think, Dimitro, you'd be the best person to answer this because you have touched on it in the presentation. But, if all of these tools exist, all of these tools are online and they do exist, why not do it yourself? Why, what is the biggest role of like bringing in someone external to implement AI in your company?
I will answer, thanks for the question, very good one. I will answer with the example. Always better to see from the perspective of what happened already. I don't know, have you seen it? But recently, one company in USA was obliged to sell the car for $1 because someone with the knowledge of prompt engineering, let's say, agreed with the AI chatbot that was on this platform for such a deal. So if you don't want to meet with the responsibilities after the AI implementation by yourself, it's always good to make a pass for the team player that knows how to mitigate the risks before they appear. And from the perspective of the entrepreneur, of the business owner, of the businesses, it's always much easier to have in such a very, I would say, sensitive area as AI nowadays. It's always good to have the team that works focused on the potential problems that might appear with any technology, especially with the AI, and knows how to mitigate them in advance. I hope that answered the question. If not, please feel free to clarify or to ask for clarifications.
Right, sounds good to me. Thanks for your answer, Dimitra. If clarification comes in, I will ask for it. Yeah, now Beatrice is asking, what role does AI play, or how can AI play a role in outreach messaging? Like, I guess, reaching out to clients and in a way that is personalized and works for everyone.
Veronica, do you want to take it or I can answer as well?
You can answer technically.
Okay. So I will pass back to you from the business perspective. So technically, it's just the large language model, let's say GPT, that does the role of the sales representative. You can feed it with the knowledge base of your company. So the AI will know about who are you, what are your products, how do you usually make this outreach for the customers? And with help of as an example that I've made during the presentation, like LinkedIn analysis or other things, like just even read through the site, it can create the message, generate the message, outreach message to the potential customer that will have, that can pull some strings. You can even specify that you want to have, let's say, this sales agent, AI agent, to use the AIDA model, like attention, interest, desire, action, as an example, and see how it will act. So over time, by collaborating with the AI in this case, you will be improving it more and more, boosting your conversion rate with the AI.
All right, I think, yeah, that was a good answer. Mitra, Beatrice, if you have any more questions, you can, of course, type them out in the chat. We have a question from Richard. This is an interesting one. What is the success rate, or in a percentage sense, of customized AI tools in companies? Like, I guess, how many companies that end up adopting a custom AI solution, at what rate is that a successful implementation? So in your experience, either of you, you can take up this question.
Well, we try to ensure that the implementation is almost always successful because we train both the company and the model in various ways, so everyone is ready to take it further. Mitro, do you want to add something?
From my end, the hardest customers to work with, like from the AI solution architect perspective, is the customers who already tried to make it happen and failed. So, you know, there are always people who are A, scared about the AI, B, people who got like, you know, tried and didn't have any success, and then they, let's say, biased, even in like future, especially for industrial companies, it worked. So answering your question in short, I think that with the custom AI solutions and the right team, we have almost 90% adoption. So because like when we are, this is not about the solution, but about the changing the ways of working when the solution introduced to the company. So it's like not just me started as the, I don't know, as the CEO started to use ChatGPT. It's about let my financial department, you know, prepare for them number of prompts with the explanation when to use these prompts into the ChatGPT as an example, which document to put it at the context as an example again, and then how to verify the outcome before sending it with the criteria that you also set. And then it will be the success because the people will understand that basically speaking, you know, AI works for companies more as the calculator rather than something, you know, that can take your job. So it's the boost to your effectiveness. It's enabler for doing your regular business processes much easier, much pleasurable, and much more effective than previous. And that's all. You don't have to calculate, you know, 373 in this like multiple, but 322 every time. You have just to type it once. I already forgot the numbers, by the way. Calculator won't, and AI as well.
Nice. Thanks, Dimitra. We have, I think, another question that I think you can pick up from Bukenya, where they are asking, so they have been tasked with providing two solutions. So this is a two-parter that their company is facing. So number one is streamlined contract management from receipt tracking to archiving. And the second is preventing aged stock by making proper forecasts. I think this must be in the physical goods realm. There is stock to be managed. So yeah, if you have any insights as to how AI can help with those two things, over to you.
I'm ready, just in case. So for the I can suggest that you have the ERP or at least WMS, you know, warehouse management system at least, yeah, that has all the records. And there you have some sort of the contour agent. So in this case, you don't have to use even generative AI. The traditional AI would be great enough to make the whole logistics processes inside your company and with the outside external customers much better. Based on what? So I don't know about the volume of your company, about the volume of the contracts and the goods that you have, but let's say even for the general retailer, supermarket somewhere in Kiev, you know, in Ukraine, there are always, you know, problematic products, you know, and in different given areas, like in the one district in Kiev, I don't know, apples are selling better than oranges, and the other oranges than apples. So, and it can be like few percent, like 5% of stock. And in this case, you know, this 5% will end up in the, you know, in the trash, and can also, you know, how it goes, make worse all other products that they are touching with. So with help of even traditional AI, with the algorithms like scraping with the AI from the data, historical data that you have around the different types of products, you can already find out this insight that can save you lots of money for the stock management, recycling management, etc. Moreover, you can then integrate, let's say, your customer base, with their contract. Like, I don't know, if you're working with B2B, it can be not so many, data there. Still, with the generative AI, it's not a problem. But still, you can integrate your customer, let's say, previous orders history with the current information of what you have, even to optimize the stocks for now, so you can basic task, predict how much apples I have to have in the warehouse X for summer 2024. I hope I answered your question. If not, please feel free to send any clarifications, to ask for clarifications.
Thanks for your answer, Dmitry, and thanks, Kenya, for the question. I think the last question we will take for today, yes, this is Paridi asking, okay. Yeah, so what's the first step to take if I want to bring in AI into the business, right? So what's I guess after this presentation, what can someone who wants to have AI implemented in the company, what's the first step that they should take?
So I can start with this one. Okay, first you need to maybe understand by yourself, or you can reach out to us to help you understand that if you already have the data or not, and if you have already something in place or not. And if you want to work with us on something, or even something as simple as upskilling, simply reach out to us. Even you can to me on email, and we will have a call. We will understand what are your needs and where you can get the most benefits, where you can spend less time, where you can spend less resources and get the best effects. It starts with that simple call and basically analysis of your situation, as before Dmitry described as the first step. And we take it from there. We see how much we can do together.
Dmitry, do you have anything to add, or are we good?
I totally agree with the path set by Veronica. The first thing is, for sure, you have to know what pains do you have. But even if you don't, if you just want to, to try, it's always better to talk with people who are doing this daily basis, 24/7, as who dedicated their life for bringing AI into the processes optimization. So definitely it costs nothing except the 30 minutes, 2 hours just to talk one-on-one and identify all of the processes, small initial consulting. But afterwards, even if you decide to proceed with it by yourself, in the end, you will have the best, you will have the better understanding, you will have the insights where to look at and how to what should be your path inside this big area of unknown.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Dmitry. That is basically it from us for today. But before we sign off, I just wanted to mention, as we said, the next step, if you want AI to be implemented in your company, is, first step, if you can identify the pain points in your organization, of course, come to us with specific problems for us to solve, and we will take those up. But even if you just think that AI can help you in your organization, reach out to us. I have Veronica and my email on the screen right now. Drop us an email. We'll take it up with the rest of the team, and we can make some AI magic happen for all of us. So yeah, that's everything from our side today. Please stay tuned to our social media pages. We will be having various workshops, various sessions, basically on a weekly basis for the foreseeable future. And I would love to see all the people that I've seen on our event today to be there as well. Thank you, everyone who made this session interactive by asking us your interesting questions. And yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, of course, I'm in charge of this, so it's very bad if I'm mistaken. But next week, we'll be having a little workshop on how AI can help make like agriculture significantly better in 2024. And with food security and like sustainability becoming more and more important, I think that's a great place that, AI can make a big impact. And to find out how, please join us next week. You can find the details on our LinkedIn and on our website. And of course, check out our website to see all the different kinds of challenges and projects that we're doing currently. If you're an AI or ML engineer, you can sign up to participate in one of our challenges and, start off your journey to becoming an AI wizard. So yeah, I will end it there. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Veronica. Thanks, Mitra. And we will see you next time. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That was the pleasure to be here. And thank you for all the questions that we received. It was a very interesting experience. I hope to be the guest once again. So feel free to make this workshop happen again. I think it will be very helpful for any of you who are here.
Definitely.
Yeah, and of course, let us know what do you think about the content. What's your impressions? We're always there to talk.
Thank you. Have a great evening.